Live League Game of the Day. Featuring new 1234 as Hawk versus Poland as Javier.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Semi-original guy here, aka Mr. Cannon from Advanced Wars by Web, bringing you another Live League Game of the Day. Today, folks, we are playing on a map called Flames of Winter. This is a triple base airport comm tower supported matchup here. I have never, in my days of yapping about Advanced Wars by Web games, have ever seen this map. I think this may or may not be a map that I have never seen. Now, maybe I have seen it. There's definitely a possibility. I've seen many maps, but this one in particular does not ring a bell. But it looks cool. I like the missile. Missiles are stupid and funny, and I love it. Anyways, we got Mr. New1234 once again here, and Mr. Poland, two of the best players when it comes to the Live League. They are playing in Tier 1, and we have Javier versus Mr. Hawk. Once again here, folks. Hawk 2 at it again. There we are. Now, when we take a look at the map here, folks, this is a triple base deployment out of the corner match. So basically what that will create is just the good old-fashioned, wow, that is like the worst letter I've ever seen in my life. The good old-fashioned death. Boom! We got a Death-a-Bollick-a-Loozy here, folks. That's what's going to be happening here. Now, I have absolutely no idea exactly what the capture order is going to be here. I know that there is actually apparently an add-on that you can get these days that'll show you the capture orders, which is probably be very, very helpful for those people that really want to learn advanced words very well. For me, I'm not going to do it because I am incredibly lazy and I will just capture whatever I want to at the moment. And I will not think twice about it. And then if I win, what a great day it is. And if I lose, well, whatever, folks. It doesn't matter. But what does matter is we are about to see what went down in the Live League today. On the first few days, folks, you all know the deal. It is the standard infantry builds because you got to get the infantry on the field, folks. It's the number one priority in Advanced Wars by Web. The number two priority in Advanced Wars by Web. Make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel for all that hot Live League action. Also, I love this little function where you can just press a button and then every single one of the infantry just move on their own, folks. You don't even have to do anything. You don't have to sit here, click multiple buttons. No, just one button. That's all it takes, folks. And that's all you need to let it take, because we are already here sitting on day 4 where the tanks are definitely going to be popping out here because both players are going to be reaching the 15 and the 17,000 fund threshold. And now we have double tanks over here from new1234. Poland could either respond with a double tank of his own or the classiest unit advances by Web. But he's probably going to go double tank because it's Poland. Boom. Would you look at that? It's double tank, folks. Who could have predicted this? Now, I think Javier is a fairly decent choice on this map because the comm tower, while it is mildly contested, it's also very easily defendable. So I don't really think that he has much to worry about when it comes to defending the comm tower. He should have an adequate amount of units there. But it could get flipped. It could. I'm not saying it can't. I'm saying it could. But I think he's fine. I think he's fine. I don't think he's gonna. Yeah, I don't think. We're gonna shake gentleman's agreement to just let the comm towers be captured, and then we're gonna be having ourselves a fantastic time. Now, Javier will get an additional 10% defense from this comm tower in addition to the offense, which is very nice indeed. Hawk would just get the standard plus 10% firepower bonus, which will put him at a 120% firepower threshold. But however, when you're dealing with additional defense, essentially all the forests are going to be cities. Now the cities are going to be unable to be two-tapped from the infantry or from units. So yeah, that's going to be a thing. But we don't have to worry about the thing right now, folks. What we do need to worry about is the fact that Poland is rushing his flipping tanks up to the top corner of the map and is going to be putting massive pressure over here on new1234. But new1234, he can respond with a battlecopter right now, which would be very strong. Poland already anticipates such behavior, has pre-built the anti-air to send it forward and put an end to the Mosquito battlecopters shenanigans, folks. So let's see what happens here. It is now new1234's turn. He's going to be sending the infantry forward, getting the captures, eliminating the missile, and then he's allowing for a mech to just first strike his tanks, which is kind of interesting. That's an interesting gambit. Let's see if it pays up for him, though. You never know. Maybe it is. Maybe it's a fantastic play. I don't know. But, I mean, he takes out 2 infantry. He takes a tank strike. He can bring the tank backwards to get it healed afterwards. And, you know, it's not going to be the end of a unit. And Hawk is kind of like Andy Light, right? So, I mean, his unit is going to heal over time with the use of the co-power. But it's going to take a little while. It's going to take a little while to get that charge. Now, New going for the back cap finally. Here we go. Caps properties, sitting at 16 properties now. Very strong amount of properties. Now he's going in. He's taking 2 tank strikes, folks. He's taking 2 flipping tank strikes. Here we go. This is what it's all about. He's going to be double tapping the infantry. Doesn't get the KO, but now he's brought more tanks over. He's got flipping 5 tanks over in the top corner. Doesn't build a battlecopter. This man's like, who needs air combat? I don't need air combat. My name is new1234, and I've never built an air unit in my entire life. Not a factual statement, but that is definitely what he's thinking to himself right now. He's thinking he does not need air units in order to defeat the might that is Poland. All he needs is grit, determination, and tanks. That's it, folks. That's it. Now, you could use indirects against Javier. It's not impossible to deal with the indirect situation. You know, he does get additional defense, but in general, folks, in general, the tanks just tend to fare better. That's just it. They tend to fare better. That's all it is. All right, boom. Got the old attack Reno, double attack Reno, triple attack Reno, and then the APC sitting pretty on the city, doing the blocking that it was meant to do from day one. All right, double tank by here, brings the tank over, doesn't go in for an attack, goes in for a heal, and then puts Poland in a position where he needs to make a choice here, folks. He needs to make a choice. Does he move in? Does he continue the onslaught of attacks here? Or does he pull back and just sort of count his losses here, you know? He's going to lose these 2 tanks, which is very unfortunate. That will put him down to a deficit of 4 tanks to 9 tanks. Eee, that is a lot of tanks. New1234. He's got so many tanks on the field. Oh my god. He uses the power. He's going to be eliminating the tank, eliminating an infantry, eliminating another tank. Gets another tank shot. Strong position over here from Poland. Doing what he can to eliminate the enemy as it was written in the Book of Poland many years ago. This is a pretty strong infantry. Can't survive a double tap, but if he goes in with the double tap of the tanks, he's going to eat hits. He's going to eat so many hits. Not what you want to be seeing, folks. Not what you want to be seeing. Now, if New gets the power right now, if New does get a power, he's going to dislodge his airport with the 3 HP tank. Definitely going to happen. But it's if he gets power. Now, he can do it with a fresh tank. That is absolutely a thing that he could do. We'll see what he actually decides to do. Now, unfortunately, there's not really a whole lot going on the Western Front. It's mostly just infantry battles here. Just a few infantry, just tapping along here. Not really anything to note over there. But New does outnumber Poland's infantry pretty hardly. And he uses the power. Okay, so he does use the power. That will dislodge the airport and allow for a battlecopter by. There we go, folks. And the anti-air has been essentially eliminated here. The battlecopter is now going to be able to run around and do whatever the heck it wants. And Poland can't actually do anything about it. There's nothing that Mr. Poland can do except for load up a mech into an APC like an absolute flipping unit double taps another tank. And he's got a fairly strong position over there. It's not too shabby. It's not too shabby at all. Brings the anti-air back where it could potentially be hit by a tank. But I don't think it's really worth it to do that. And I think, if anything, new1234 is probably just going to go in for the attack on all the tanks and just do some massive damage there. But as if he really decides to go in for an attack like that. Like, I'm not sure if he's really, if that's like in his game plan. But we'll see. New does actually need to get an anti-air over on the western front now because the battle copters made its way onto the field. The pesky mosquitoes must be swatted down. And that's just the bottom line. Because new 1234 said so. Alright, let's see if he's going to do it though. Yeah, he does. There we go. That doctrine is complete. There we go. Doesn't go in for the attacks though. I mean, honestly, you could go in for the attacks, but then you eat basically a mech and 2 tank hits. So any tanks that you actually push in there, they'll get defeated. So I think this is the correct move for Mr. New 1234. But Mr. Poland, folks, he's sitting at flipping 20 properties right now, which is much more than new 1234's 17 properties. So it's going to be very difficult for new 1234 to actually stay in the battle here long term. He's winning in unit count right now, folks, but that can easily change when your opponent has 20,000 income because they can just keep buying, and eventually they're going to get a triple buy, and you're not going to be able to get a triple buy, and it's going to get messy. That's all I'm saying, folks. In Poland thrives on a mess, folks. If Poland had to live in like, okay, I'm trying to think what the best like analogy here would be. It's like, okay, you're like a robber and you break into Poland's house, except Poland's house is in such disarray and clutter. It's like a cleaner version of like a hoarder house. There's just stuff everywhere. Poland knows exactly where everything is, but you have no idea where everything is. And all of a sudden you get in and you start looking for stuff and you just hear a lock. All the doors lock, and then the lights go dim. And then you just hear a faint laughter coming out of, I don't know, the shadows. It sounds like it's coming from the wall. It sounds like it's all around you. And then all of a sudden, you just hear from behind you, I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me. And then Poland strikes you down. And then you try to run away, but you just get lost in the mess. But Poland can perfectly navigate the mess. And then eventually he finds you and starts whacking you with an old chicken leg. And then you're just having a terrible, terrible time. That's probably what would happen. Now, maybe I'm getting some details wrong here, but I feel like that's a perfect analogy, even though it makes probably the most sense I've ever made ever. Anyways, let's continue on here. We got the mech strike, we got the tank strike, and the battlecopters are moving in. One of those battlecopters is definitely not going to be having a good time next turn. But the rest of the tanks, they're having a pretty good time. Oh, both of these battlecopters are not going to have a good time because they can both be struck down. One of them is going to be completely struck down. The other one's going to be about like 70 to 80% struck down. Now, if Poland decides to actually move in with the power, probably 100% struck down. Ooh, 80. Okay, no, not 100, but pretty close, pretty close. Oh, see, that's what I'm talking about, folks. That's what I'm talking about. Things get absolutely messy, and then Poland just smacks you with a flipping old chicken leg, and now you're just greasy and smelly and having a bad day. All right. Poland is out of time, though, folks. This is the one thing that you can do against Poland, is eventually Poland will get winded and he'll get out of time, allowing you to have 2 minutes and 52 seconds to figure out what your next game plan is. Maybe you're looking through the shadows. Maybe you're rummaging through his mess and you happen to find yourself an old shoe and a phone book from 1996, but back when they used to be very, very thick. So these are your only weapons to fight off Poland, and you throw the shoe at him, and then you find out that the shoe was actually level 3 and it stuns him for a short amount of time, and then you throw the phone book at him and it manages to knock him out for just a turn, stunning him like an ex machina, perhaps allowing you to just get just enough time to find the exit and escape. But we shall see if this actually works out for Mr. New 1234, because his anti-air now has a tank presence. right there. But fortunately, New does have a tank of his own. Going in, clearing up the infantry, and then goes in, moves another infantry. Now it is Poland's turn on day 13 here, folks. What is his plan? What is he going to do? Does he even wear a hat? We will find out very, very soon. All right, got the double strike, moves in, and the airport is now out of commission, folks. It is out of commission, and flippin' Mr. Poland has an infantry in position right now to move up and capture that airport. That is a dirty position right now. Oh my god, that could be the flip of the game right here, folks. If Poland moved up and took the airport away from new 1234, that is insane. That is insane tempo, insane momentum. Imagine, if you would for a moment, bombers spouting out the side of the map and just going straight for your HQ. That would be a something. That would be a sight to behold, folks. That is 100% for Scheuten. But the power puts an end to the capture game here temporarily. And just like that, the airport is dislodged, folks. There we flip and go. New master tactician, Mr. New 1234, finds the plays that are needed at the moment. Double taps the tank, takes out another tank, and then the battlecopters move in, folks. One of the battlecopters is able to strike an infantry with absolutely no repercussions whatsoever. There's not even a chance to surround the battlecopter. All right, we got fat increment gaming here, folks. Got another double tap, another join cap over here, going in, striking the infantry. Holy macaroni and cheese. Now, Poland could move in with the battlecopter tank combination over here, move in with the 8 HP tank that's already up there, and do pretty significant damage for the front line over here of new 1234. But I think New might have an adequate amount of units here to actually launch counteroffensive right afterwards. But if the power is popped, if Poland pops the power, and if Poland uses the terrain to his advantage here, it will be insanely difficult to dislodge the tanks. And I think that would be a massive push over here for Poland. Let's see if he does it. Let's see if I'm thinking correctly or if I'm just shooting in the dark here, folks. We got the tower shield. Let's see what the tower shield manages to do here. Takes out an infantry, going for the tank, going for the captures. Okay, he goes for the captures instead of going for the attack. Poland going for captures and not for brawls. What is this? What sort of treachery is this? I did not expect this whatsoever. Now, this does force New to respond to the captures, though. Personally, if I was in this position, I would just start blasting tanks. But the problem is, if you start blasting tanks, there's too many reinforcements here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then an artillery, 2 more tanks coming. If he moves in, starts blasting these tanks away, he's just gonna, it's gonna get messy. It's already messy, folks. Like, this is one of the messiest games I've ever seen. It's going down, folks. It is going down. Holy moly. All right, got a, oh, that is some of the worst trades I've ever seen in my life. All right, well, whatever, folks. You know, sometimes you gotta take those terrible trades in order to get ahead later on. that's all it is. All right, day 16. Is Poland going to move in and attack this formation here, this diamond formation created by new 1234? Let's find out. He's going to go in with the anti-air, and then he's capping, oh my god, he's capping the airport. Holy macaroni and cheese. This was his plan. This was his plan all along, folks. Free the capture, go in for the airport. He is guaranteed to get the airport right now. Oh my god, is Poland going to save money? Is he going to save money? This is a big question. No, he's not going to save money. He's going to put money on the field. He's putting the money on the field. Putting the money where his mouth is, folks. Sitting at 19 properties, 19,000 funds per turn. But it would appear that new 1234, he's launching a counter-offensive down in the south, folks. He's putting a triple cap threat down, and he's mirroring the exact same capture tactic right now as Poland did. He's got the infantry in position to move in and capture the airport if the battlecopter moves. And if the battlecopter does not move, it's going to get blasted by an anti-air, folks. This is what Advancers by Web is all about, folks. It's all about big, flipping, classy, medium tanks on the field. number 3 priority in Advanced by Web. That's what it's all about. Right there. New 1234 getting absolute massively classy up in here. And it could not come at a better time, folks. The medium tank needed to appear right now. Why? Because it was destined to do so, folks. This is the destiny of the medium tank, was to appear right now. And that's it. Poland, holy moly. I just realized, folks, Poland, if he wanted to, he could bust out a bomber. He could bust out a bomber, but he doesn't bust out a battlecopter instead. Coward. What a coward, folks. Doesn't bust out the bomber. We needed more bombers in Advanced by Weapons. Now, in all reality, the bomber probably is not actually a really good buy. Mostly, specifically, because it would probably still be one shot. Now, let us just see quickly for a moment here if it would be one shot, because we are dealing with this, and we are also dealing with this, but not this. It is actually this. But this, after our power usage, would be at 9, which would allow for an 81 to 89%. But then, if you additionally do that, that is an 87 95%, which is not a guaranteed one-shot, but it is a very good chance of a one-shot. So that is what we were actually dealing with. Alright, boom. Moves in, takes the attack. Yeah, he's got to go in with the infantry and get the capture now. Like, it has to happen, right? He pops the power. He's got to go in. He's got to go in for it. Like, it has to happen. Yeah, he's going in for it. There we go. He doesn't... Wait. He doesn't block, though. He doesn't block. Interesting. I wonder why he wouldn't block. I wonder if it's a time thing, or if he just thinks that... Because the battlecopter can move in and he can get the interrupt. I think maybe what the thought is here. So this might just be shooting in the dark. Oh, you know what? Oh, no. Oh, Lord, no. Oh, this could be bad. This could actually be kind of bad for Mr. New 1234. So imagine, if you would, for a moment. So the power has just been popped here, right? We already went over the dynamics of how much damage an anti-air actually does to a bomber. So this anti-air versus a bomber right here would not actually clear it. The bomber would heal up. And you could like escape, and you could build another bomber. And then eventually the anti-air would be overwhelmed. Now, is that necessarily like a great plan? Probably not. But it's a plan. It's a plan, folks. And sometimes in Advanced by Web, that's all you need, is just some kind of a plan. It doesn't have to be a great plan. The plan just has to be better than your opponent. But, alright, so we got the battlecopter, folks. Got a battlecopter on the field. Now, as long as Poland stays one battlecopter ahead, like, he's not necessarily going to be losing this airport anytime soon. He is going to lose it eventually, but just not anytime soon. And it might be long enough for Poland to actually get something significant out of his airport in the top corner. He's sitting at flipping 20 properties. Like, he should be able to buy something very, very soon here. But, oh, there's also there's a big threat. There's a big threat going on down south here, folks. Now, Poland's push up north has basically been thwarted by the classiest unit in Advanced by Web. It's holding the front. Even if Poland gets some shots on it, it's not going to be enough, and it's going to be able to force Poland out of the area. But down south right now is where the fight has shifted. This is where the fight is going on. It's going to be double tapping over here. That is allowing the... Oh, we got 26. He's going to bust up the bomber. Infantry. Oh, bomber up north. Okay. All right, folks. So, just like that, the front that was thought to be so lost is now not so lost indeed, as the bomber has arrived. But he pops the bomber, but then he loses the airport in the south, which is kind of bad. It's kind of bad. Puts him in a sort of like an even game over here. It's day 20 though, folks. Anything can happen at day 20. Another anti-air on the field. So as long as new 1234 keeps the anti-air count pretty high up north, I think he doesn't really have too much fear from the bomber. Got a little bit to fear from the bomber, but not like too much. The classiest unit of the sky is sort of slightly afraid of anti-airs. It's true. You don't want to be losing a unit that's worth 22,000 funds to a unit that's worth 8,000 funds. It's not really the best thing. Now, personally, I think the best use of the bomber is to be used to trade for a neo tank, and that's basically it. Aside from that, you know, the bomber can be a great tool for just destroying the Solar Abomination in general and destroying many other units on the field. But ultimately, if you can trade the neo tank for the bomber, then that is perfectly fine. But if you can also just destroy the neo tank with the bomber and then keep your bomber alive, that is ultimately even better than losing it in the trade. All right, Po1and pulls back. He does not stay in the area. He moves the bomber down south because he realizes that there's a massive threat going on down south. Insane amounts of threat. And this is an even game now, folks. This is 2020 with the comm tower on each side. The bomber has been made. Oh my god, new 1234. He builds the bomber down south as well. And then the push has happened. It's now day 22. Is that a join of 2 battlecopters? 6 plus full. That's more money for Mr. Po1and. Po1and pushes in, folks. He pushes in. He goes for an attack. Builds his second bomber. Yeah, now we got 2 bombers on the field. That is beautiful. That is absolute art over here, folks. And Po1and builds the Great Wall of Po1and once again here. He's ready to be slapping people with a chicken wing at any moment here. Now, the HQ down south from Mr. Po1and definitely is a little under threat, but not like a massive threat yet. Now it's kind of a massive threat, especially with no anti-air in the area. What's Po1and gonna do? What's he gonna do right now? We don't know, but only Po1and does. He's gonna press the button, move the classiest unit. He's gonna strike down an infantry, and then it's gonna blow up, yeah. It blew up, yeah. Now it's gone and we don't see it anymore. It's gone. See you later. Alright, carry on here, folks. Got the interrupt here. Got the triple join for the anti-air. But is it too late? Is it too late for the anti-air, folks? The anti-air can be struck by the bomber. Oh, we might have even needed a second anti-air. I don't know. I don't know, folks. I don't know. Now, I think there's like a very, very critical thing that can happen here right now, and I think it really involves this bomber. Like, this bomber is like a key player in this entire game right now. Mostly because if we use a power, we do 74 to 79% to this. If this is sitting at 9, we do 77 to 83. So we don't get a one-shot on the anti-air. We can get almost a one-shot. We can get significantly large amounts of damage over here. The anti-air covers the medium tank. But if this tank moves here, bomber can destroy the medium tank, and then battlecopter can destroy the tank. And as long as this tank is sitting here, the anti-air cannot hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's no units available to hit this. This bomber gets a free medium tank right here, folks. And that's the first move. That's literally the first move on Mr. New 1234's brain. Right now, that was numero uno. Oh, and he goes for that one too. Goes for that one. And that puts the threat of the HQ cap right there, folks. Oh, Mr. Po1and has resigned. He knows. He knows. He understands the threat that is about to be unleashed on him here, folks. Now, probably a good time to actually resign too, because there's not enough things here, and with the bomber here, there's just too much threat. So this is about the time. But holy moly, like, both airports getting flipped over here. Maybe that's a natural state of this map, but I thought it was pretty cool. These players are incredible at the game, and it is an absolute privilege to watch them beat the ever-loving snot out of each other. Fantastic game, Mr. New 1234. Congratulations. Well played, Mr. Po1and. I cannot wait to cover more games from these fantastic people. Hopefully you all enjoyed. If you did, consider leaving a like, comment, or subscribe to the channel, folks. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves, and bye-bye for now.